What's up, YouTube? It is a bright sunny day, and today we are talking about how to lose belly fat and body fat in general forever and keep it off forever. So buckle up, let's jump into the video. Got some good stuff for you today. So just some housekeeping before we get started. In order to lose belly fat or body fat or just weight in general, you need to understand a key concept, and that is you need to be burning more calories than you take in on a daily basis for a very consistent period of time, because your body needs to be put in a state of fat burning, which only happens when the body needs more energy, more fuel than what you're putting in your mouth via food, right? So if you're burning 3,000 calories a day and you're eating 3,000 calories a day, you're not going to lose weight and you're not going to lose body fat. The best recommendation I can give you is to live in a very conservative calorie deficit. Basically what that means is just burn 3 to 4, maybe 500 calories more than what you eat every day. Now, there's many formulas out there that can help you establish that fat burning level of calories that you need. I'm not going to get into the complicated ones because for this video, it's just way too much to explain. The best formula that I found that's very simple that will help you get off to a good start and just help you establish a good starting point with calories. Check this out. So just take the body weight that you want to reach. Let's say maybe at 200 pounds, you feel great, you look great, or if you're a female, maybe it's $130, $140, whatever it might be, and take that weight and times it by 12. And that's a good place to start with your calories. That's not exact science. You're not going to be, perfect fat burning stage. You're not going to be, at the perfect deficit, but it's a good place to begin your diet. You need to be somewhat conservative with the amount of calories that you eat. So you don't want to go full blown, starve yourself to death to try to get the weight off as quickly as possible, because the first key tip is that you need to have a nutrition plan that is sustainable, because burning fat takes time. It's not something that's going to happen in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Sure, you'll start to burn body fat, but to really see major drops on the scale, major changes in the mirror, you need to give yourself time, right? So you need to pick a nutrition plan that is going to allow you to follow it for a very good period of time. If you jump into a plan that only allows you to stay consistent for 2 to 6 weeks, that's not going to work. So that's part of the reason why in all of our coaching programs, we design diets and nutrition strategies that are meant to be lifestyle friendly, things that you can follow for a very, very long period of time. Because what's the point if you can only follow a diet for a month? What are you going to do the rest of the time? Well, I'll tell you what's going to end up happening. You're going to end up falling back into your old routines, and nobody wants that, man. Like, imagine getting results for a month and then you fall off, and a month later you're back to square one. That's what most people do, right? Because they follow these extreme approaches that don't factor in life, dinners out with the family, drinks on Christmas, and all the other cool stuff that we all want to experience, right? So follow a plan that's something you can stick to. Think about a year from now. Think about 2 years from now. If you can see yourself following that nutrition plan, you're off to a really good start. Tip number 2, really start to implement resistance training, all right? So a lot of you might be watching this thinking, I don't know how to really work out with the gym. I don't know how to lift weights properly. That's all good. We all start at a beginner stage, right? It just comes down to being willing and open to learning how to do it properly. Because lifting weights at the end of the day is just one way to incorporate resistance training. You can also do things like bodyweight training. You don't have to hit the gym like a bodybuilder 5-6 times a week. You could maybe go to the gym 2 or 3 times a week and then at home do some bodyweight training like push-ups and pull-ups and whatever else you can find space to do around your house or at the local park or wherever you want to work out. That way you have strength being built on a constant basis, because the most metabolically active tissue on the body, what does that mean? The tissue on your body, the things on your body that burns the most calories is muscle, all right? So that's why people who are more muscular tend to have an easier time staying lean, because they're burning more calories every day. So they can eat a little bit more and get away with it, and their lifestyle is much more sustainable. So resistance training has to become the focal point, the baseline for your fat loss program. That's why I encourage everyone from moms, dads, whether you're an athlete, whether you're a long distance runner, to start training with resistance, whether it's body weight, kettlebells, dumbbells, barbells, exercise bands, you name it. There's so many ways to get it done. So start getting it done at least 3 times a week. Tip number 3, start to think about how active you are every single day. So if you're sitting around all day and you're driving to work in your car, and then you come home and you lay in front of the TV and you watch Netflix. Currently I'm watching Ozarks, just a side note. It's a badass show. Check it out if you haven't. Should get a plug for Netflix. Maybe Netflix will sponsor my YouTube channel. Probably not. But anyway, so if all you're doing is laying around, sitting around, moping around, and you're not being active, you need to start to think about creative ways that you can become more active in your day-to-day life. That's the good news, right? The good news is that you don't need to do a ton of cardio. You just need to be more active every day. For example, look what I'm doing right now. I'm literally walking around filming a YouTube video. I'm not sitting at my desk with a camera set up, which, would be perfectly fine if I wanted to do that, but I'm just walking. I'm walking around, getting more activity. I take the stairs most of the time. I park really far away. Like my gym is way back there. I parked way over here. So I get that extra activity every day. I do try to take a walk every single day, whether it's at lunchtime, early in the morning, in the evening. Whenever I can fit 15 to 30 minutes in, I go for a walk because that extra activity will help me burn more calories every day. Tip number 4, as far as nutrition goes, focus first on protein and healthy fat intake. This doesn't mean you need to go keto, right? It doesn't mean you need to eliminate carbs or anything like that. What it means is that protein and fats are the 2 essential nutrients to survival. You need those 2 things to live, like actually live, breathe, function hormonally, all that stuff every single day. So by focusing on those 2 and making sure you're getting quality amounts of each, then you'll see your body start to become healthier and more full of energy. So when it comes to carbs, everybody needs a different amount. Some people need more, some people need less. A good rule of thumb and a good place to start if you really just want to begin a plan and have kind of a starting point, think about protein as being the building block, right? So you want to get about a gram or maybe 0.8 grams per pound of goal body weight. So if you want to weigh 200 pounds, then try to eat 200 grams of protein a day. It's a good place to start. You might need a little less, a little bit more, depending on the person. Fats should make up about 30% of your total calories, right? So if you're eating 2,000 calories a day, fat should make up about 600 of those. And just divide that number by 9, and that's how many grams you should be eating every day of fat. It's just a place to start. Doesn't mean you need to stay there forever. The rest of your calories, once you've subtracted the protein and fat calories, should make up carbs. Now, for most people, that's going to end up being about 30% protein, 30% fat, and 40% carbohydrates. Some people need a little bit less, so maybe you go 40% fat, maybe even 50% fat, and 30%, 20% carbs. Good rule of thumb, just to be honest, if you carry more body fat, you're going to need less carbs, at least initially. As you get leaner, you can start to incorporate more carbs. You can even cycle your carbs. That's a totally different topic for another video. We'll definitely put one out for that. But this is just a good place to start when it comes to losing body fat. Now, the reason why we keep a diet that has all 3 nutrients kind of goes back to my initial point, or my first point when it comes to nutrition, is that you need a plan that's sustainable. If you're allowed to eat pretty much any type of food on your plan, at least in moderation, you're going to have a much better chance of sticking to the plan. If you're only allowed to eat fats and protein, and then the carb, demon shows up or whatever at a party, or bread or whatever you're looking to eat, you're going to be faced with a tough decision. Do you completely fall off track, or do you allow carbs in your diet and feel guilty and all that other stuff, right? So we want a plan that is sustainable. We want to be able to incorporate all 3 nutrients into your diet. So that means protein, carbs, and fats should all be included. That just ensures that you have a sustainable plan that you can follow forever and never feel hopeless when it comes to picking foods on a menu or creating dinners that everybody's going to want to eat in the family and all that good stuff, and you can still lean down. My last tip is a tool that I believe should be used as frequently as possible, or at least a few times a week, or at times when you're going to be eating more in the evening. A lot of people wake up and they're just not hungry. I'm one of them, right? I wake up and I don't care about food. I just want some water, want to go work out. I really don't have any kind of desire to eat food. So I practice what's called intermittent fasting. Now, intermittent fasting, if you look around the internet, is starting to catch fire. People are saying it's a magical tool that's going to help you burn more body fat. Sure, it does give your digestive tract a break, but that's really only for longer fasts, so 24 to 72 hour fasts. What I use intermittent fasting for is shorter fasts, so 14 to 18-hour fasts where I don't eat, and that includes sleep time, by the way. So if you sleep 6 to 8 hours a night, that factors into your fasting time. So for example, if my dinner is around 7 o'clock at night and then maybe have a bedtime snack around 9, if I wait until 12 the next day, that's 15 hours without food, right? That is a great way to partition your calories, meaning put calories at a time of day when you're more likely to want more food and you don't want to be faced with the prospect of going over your total calories that you need for the day. So for me, that's dinner time with my family, dinner time with the kids, and I don't want to be forced to eat a small meal at night when I'm super hungry. I also want to save room for potential outings with my wife, like a date night, or maybe a night where I want to have some pizza with the kids and I want to have 2 slices. I can fit those calories into my daily needs and not go over my total calorie requirements for the day. Thus, I'm very happy and it's more sustainable and I feel better. And believe it or not, intermittent fasting does boost my energy. Not eating in the morning allows me to have more energy to dictate towards my workout, towards my mental clarity, towards all the things I need to do in order to keep my business running smoothly. Hey guys, so I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. We give free content 3 times a week. We're putting out videos that are supposed to be helpful, help you incorporate fitness into your lifestyle, make this a permanent change, help you get leaner, build muscle, all that good stuff, and just overall help you look better naked. So subscribe, hit the little red button below. Every video is free. If you want more information, go to the comments section. All the info on my website, thetruetransformation.com, is there. If you want our free 7-day fitness jumpstart guide, we have a link for you, as well as our free Busy Man's Guide to Getting Lean. Those are absolutely free of charge, so grab those, get on, and start getting some progress.